Hello, friends, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food or beverage. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and with my co-hosts for this episode, John Craven and Jackie Brugliera. This episode features an interview with Stephanie Reda, the director of brand development for fast-growing snack and seltzer brand Hal's New York. Now, when I say I'm with my co-hosts, I am actually in a studio for the very first time alone.
So sad.
I'm with co-hosts who are currently based in Southern California. John's out there with Jackie in the studio.
Yeah, we were getting set up over here, and we just saw this one single chair waiting for you to enter. It was sad.
What do you mean waiting? I've been here all morning.
Yeah.
I played some entrance music for you when you were walking in, though. It was good.
What was the entrance music?
I don't know, some WWE kind of stuff.
Oh,
I could see heavy metal or something.
I was hoping it was Return of the Mac.
Oh,
You know that song, Return of the Mac? I
Oh,
love that song.
that's favorite.
Yes. Actually, at the at the Naturally San Diego Pitch Slam, the DJ actually asked me, he said, do you want to walk into any music? And I joked, I said, how about Return of the Mac? And I'm just like, no, don't do that. And then he played it. So I don't know if anyone
it's always
heard
a good time. It starts the party.
So yeah, Mike is, according to the calendar, in OOO. I don't know where OOO is, but I hope he's having fun.
Numpty Town.
And John, I think we talked about this last week. You're in Southern California because you're about to be interviewed. Well, tomorrow you're going to be interviewed as part of a Naturally San Diego event. You ready? You have all your notes?
Still working on those, Ray.
He's always ready.
Yeah. You're also there to get on a boat. Is that what you're doing for the WCB extravaganza, summer extravaganza?
We are. Came out here to go on a boat, basically.
Yeah, so we're going to take a picture of our boat and see how it compares to your boat from last week. We're in a competition.
Yeah, our boat from last week was very nice. Very, very nice. But we had I don't know, how many people joined us? Like 16, 17?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys doing spouses and significant others on this boat?
Think so.
We are.
See, we didn't do that with us. We just left everyone at home.
Sometimes better, but
Yeah, sometimes. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that that's going to happen. It's probably going to be actually cooler, relatively speaking, than it is here. We're in the midst of a humidity heat wave. I think it's like the temperature feels like it's 105 out here. So
Yeah, I saw some photos and everyone was dripping in sweat.
yeah, it was nice but sweaty. Nice but sweaty.
just brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how you know you're having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're nice and sweaty.
It's a terrible 72 degrees out here.
You know, life is hard over on the West Coast.
Yeah. Jackie got what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm ignoring.
Well, one thing that you could use on a boat for sure are some popsicles, some ice cream pops, one of the two, or perhaps some sort of combination of the two. I saw this new product being launched, or that was launched by two, I think, relatively well-known brands. Ore-Ida, for sure, the well-known maker of potato products like their French fries. Anyway, everyone knows Ore-Ida.
If you need an explanation of what Ore-Ida is.
I don't know. Maybe somebody thinks I'm talking about another brand. This is audio, so sometimes you have to explain what Ore-Ida is. And Good Pop. Good Pop is a maker of frozen desserts. They have joined forces to launch a new fudge and vanilla French fry pop. It's designed or developed to taste like French fries dipped in a milkshake. This looks like pretty much the best new product launched in 2024. I need to get samples like yesterday.
I already ordered some.
They're already on the way. He couldn't wait.
You ordered some?
I mean, it's $9.99 for 4 of them, free shipping. I'm like, this is not even worth the time to go write an email asking for samples.
That's actually a very good point. That I didn't even notice that.
Are they being sent here?
I ordered some to the office back east,
Okay.
but then I made a second order to where I'm staying out here
Okay.
because I'm like, I kind of need to try
Yeah.
this.
No matter what, you'll get them.
I'm hoping for like chunks of potato in them.
Well, I mean, they must be like fried potatoes, right? French fries and
I hope so.
salty and sounds delicious.
Well, You are brilliant, John, because I'm on the website right now and it says sold out. Check back tomorrow.
So sad I hogged them all.
You bought all of them.
That was really smart. You know what? For $9.99 and free shipping, that is insane because the amount of dry ice that they have to include in that box is probably 4 times that price.
I mean, this is clearly just a marketing play, right? There's no like, let's make some money with the collaboration. So it's fine, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
straight to Instagram it will go when I get it. So
It's going to work.
Who led this concept, or who did Good Pop reach out to Orida, or
I would guess it would be Good Pop.
they
Good
got
Pop.
a guy that knows a guy kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. They always do kind of like some cool, innovative things. Ice cream brands are known for doing innovative flavors. So I would say they probably proposed this to them. But have you been like a French fry and shake person in the past, Ray?
You know, not really a French fry and milkshake. So like when I go to Shake Shack, I never get a milkshake. I just get a burger and fries. But I love this because I'm a huge sweet and savory kind of guy. I mean, that's the OG combo, right? Like Snickers, Reese's peanut butter cups, peanut M&Ms. Like these are just common things that you see.
Fried chicken and donuts.
Fried chicken and donuts.
Yeah, I know you.
I mean, this is not the first time I think we've seen French fry flavored ice cream or French fries sort of incorporated into ice cream. What's the name of the brand? Cool House. Didn't Cool House do something
Yeah, I
like
was
this?
going to say, I think Cool House did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in a pop form, I think this is the first time we're seeing this. And man, okay, so I got to reach out to the folks from Kraft Heinz and Good Pop and see if they can please send us some, because we're gonna have to try this in the years.
There are a couple that are on the way to the office, so just hang tight.
I will let Captain Colin know to put them aside, and hopefully, Jackie, you get 1 or 2.
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
We can all.
We'll see.
There's 4 people in his family, so I'm thinking I'm the odd man out.
Well, some of them don't eat ice cream, so
Oh, I have a
maybe I'll
chance.
share.
Yeah, some of your family members are vegan, right, John?
No, they're just complicated.
Not vegan. They're just
No, not vegan, not vegan.
Jackie, what's your favorite sweet and savory combo?
Well, I was saying that like way back when I used to eat Wendy's a lot, that it would always be French fries and a Frosty. Like that was my go-to for sweet and savory. And we're talking about Wendy's was like the fancy food chain back when. Like we'd get our baked potatoes and our chili, and then I'd get my Frosty, which is like also phrased as like a better for you milkshake somehow.
I
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Wendy's should give you one of those lifetime free for lifetime cards just for that plug. It's the upscale fast food
At least it
chain.
used to be when there were limited options when I was a kid. That was like what my parents thought of as the better for you option.
This isn't the first time that Wendy's has come up on the podcast. We talked about their $5 deal where you get like a burger, fries, a drink, and chicken nuggets for $5. And I have had that, and it's something. I'll tell you, it's something for sure. Anywho, we're getting off topic here. Actually, I guess this is
Ray needs to end the podcast so we can go straight to Wendy's.
Yeah, craving it.
Ironically, the last time I did eat Wendy's, and it was that $5 biggie bag, that's what they call it, was at BevNet Live Winter 2023 in Marina Del Rey. And guess what? We're not very far off from the 2024 iteration of this show. And all the shows I'm talking about, BevNet Live, Nosh Live, Brewbound Live, all happening in December. And good news, folks, you can get a jump on discounted room rates for the events right now. Jackie, how do they do it?
Yeah, so the room blocks just open this week. So this is your time to jump in, register for the events, and then you will receive a link in your email once you're registered with access to the room block. We are limited on rooms. They always sell out, so I'd recommend you jump in now if you want to stay at the venue and you want to save some bucks.
Staying at the venue is the best thing you can do because that's where all the conversations happen. That's where all the networking happens. Yes, there are some hotels in the area, but you got to walk all the way over. You got to take an Uber.
Who wants to do that?
I mean,
exactly. The
Ray,
action
you
is at the
land
venue.
on the roof in your chopper.
And I take limited meetings up there on the helipad. So it's a lot easier to get to that helipad if you're staying at the hotel.
That's
so
what
you
I'm
know.
saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Farron, our dear friend and our spirits editor for BevNet, Farron, will be at BevNet Live as well. I assume we're going to be incorporating even more spirits and cocktail content into the show in December. And Farron's been doing an amazing job just covering this industry from top to bottom, the spirits industry, that is. She has her finger on the pulse. And I really enjoyed reading her recent article about the evolution of celebrity and influencer-backed spirit and cocktail brands, RTD cocktail brands, that is. And it got a lot of attention on LinkedIn. A lot of people are commenting on the story. I mean, it's just been a deluge. I don't know what opened Pandora's box. I think it was George Clooney, making $1 billion off Casamigos.
You think?
But yeah, that was probably part of it. But
Yeah.
even before that, Sammy Hagar with his Cabo Wabo, was it rum? Yeah, Cabo Wabo rum. I mean, he made a ton of money off that. Was it like at least a few $100 million off that brand?
I don't know, but I don't think anyone really was paying attention until George Clooney got his payday. That seems to be the fuel for all of what we're seeing now.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why, as Farron noted in the story, that celebrity brand dollars are overwhelmingly coming from tequila. In other words, the celebrities that are investing in this industry are getting into the tequila game specifically. And maybe it's because George Clooney made $1 billion off of it. But I mean, you think about a guy like The Rock and what he's doing with Teramana. I think when I was at Tales of the Cocktail last year, the big conference, the big beer bar and hospitality conference in New Orleans, I heard that they were doing 1 million cases of Teramana annually, and that was in 2023. And when Casamigos sold to Diageo, they were only doing 100,000 cases. So Diageo bought Casamigos for $1 billion at 100,000 cases. So if you extend that, I mean, should Teramana be sold for or acquired for $10 billion?
I don't think the math ever works out that way, where the first guy got a big payday and the second one's going to get a bigger one because of that, or at least by the same, a 10x multiple, like using the math that you're using. I don't think it works that way.
No, it's not going to work that way. I don't know anybody that would be able to recoup their investment at a $10 billion price tag. It would take a long time. But I mean, it is an amazing brand, Teramana, and it's one of a lot of brands that are doing pretty well in this business. But as Farron's story noted, a lot of the growth in celebrity-backed brands is coming from non-alc and RTD brands. So again, quoting her story, a few celebrities have embraced non-alc spirits, including Katy Perry, Blake Lively, and Lewis Hamilton, making up less than 1% of celebrity brands, but are growing by 65% in the same data period. So interesting stuff. Again, non-alc still a very, very nascent, bleeding edge space, but it is growing, and we are seeing celebrities really get into and commit to that space. The thing with celebrity-backed brands is that consumers are quite good at sniffing out inauthenticity and inauthentic connections between the actor, musician, influencer, what have you, and the brand that they're representing. J-Lo is a very good example of this with her Delola brand of pre-mixed cocktails, RTD, whatever you want to call it. J-Lo doesn't drink alcohol, and yet she has an alcohol brand. How does this work? And so a lot of her, and we talked about this about a year ago when she launched the brand, and it's like, this makes no sense. And her fans were like, this makes no sense. Why are you doing this? So, but for me, I'm trying to think, when I purchase spirit, or when I think about, I don't know, the association between a celebrity and a brand, I'm wondering, like, do I actually buy into this? Where does the credibility come from here? I don't know. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really kind of odd in the sense that from an authenticity, perspective, like none of these celebrities have any sort of connection to tequila, for example. Like, were they home distilling spirits? Like, even if they did, they aren't making tequila, right? So like the association is ultimately like they like to drink tequila or their fans like to drink tequila. But look, I think, the issue with a lot of these is just the story is basically all the same, all the way down to like the token photos of the trip they took down to, Mexico and some agave in the background or whatever. And then the playbook is also kind of the same. Like, these are not brands that sort of naturally flow into the life of whatever celebrity is there. So everything sort of feels a little forced. It's like, here's, celebrity holding a bottle of their product or a bottle of the product in the background. Like, we've just seen this so many times that, I don't know. I mean, I guess then there's also cynically, like, I think the type of consumer who's looking for, I don't know, this sort of mid-price value tequila doesn't really care all that much, It just seems like a little bit of a whack-a-mole of, what brand happens to have their eye or dollar for some short period of time. So I think it is smart for those who've gone and done something different, if it's the non-alc stuff or RTDs, those are probably longer plays, There's no like illusion that you're going to make billions in those categories like tomorrow. But I think for things like tequila in particular, there very much is the illusion that there's like a lot of money to be made quickly and easily there, which just is not true for most.
Yeah, and I feel like to that point, a lot of the brands that are growing, it's tied to the category as well. So like tequila is growing, so these brands are also growing. And with like JLo as an example, her brand is still growing and is one of the top performers based on Farron's article, even though people might be questioning her authenticity. But it just shows that, like, yeah, she might get some bad flack at the beginning, but she does have staying power as a brand and as an influencer. Some people might not even know that she doesn't drink because they don't know her that well. So they just see her face. She, ties to the brand, and then she increases awareness for the brand.
I think also the most interesting stat in that article is that 80% of consumers can't connect the brand and the celebrity. Like there's just really hard sort of association, which some of that is probably just that there's an overwhelming amount of the stuff out there. And even Teramana, like, to say that brand's successful exclusively because of, the celebrity attached to it, I think the execution of that is pretty, like, hardcore as a brand, too. So, you have to make sure you have both, basically.
Yeah, and based on the celebrity, too, it can open up other channels. Like, Long Drink has partners that are an actor, a DJ, a golf superstar. So a lot of people are drinking on the golf course, a lot of people drinking clubs. So they're kind of targeting those specific channels, even though it's a Finnish cocktail, I believe. So I feel like a lot of times that kind of gets lost. It's just a tasty cocktail for people in those channels.
Yeah, I would agree. I think one of the most successful, I don't know if you could call it a celebrity-backed brand, but it was highlighted and featured in the TV show Entourage, was Avión. But Avión was front and center in I don't know how many episodes of that show. In fact, there was a whole storyline based on Avión tequila, which probably helped it quite a bit.
Yes.
Hey, there was also Aqua Hydrate that didn't exactly benefit.
But I think there was only like a handful of mentions of that brand in the show. And you're talking about the Mark Wahlberg backed bottled water brand.
It was like in everything he did for many years.
Yeah. It was also backed by Diddy, but we'll leave that alone for a moment. The celebrity backed brand that I really think has done an amazing job with both marketing and branding is Crystal Head Vodka, which is co-owned by Dan Aykroyd. And I interviewed Dan Aykroyd in August of last year, and we had a great conversation for Taste Radio. And we talked about the fact that his association with the brand is kind of atypical from most celebrity-backed brands in that he's not front and center. He is not the face of the brand. The face of the brand is the crystal skull that is so represented on the bottle. It is the bottle in so many ways. And it was interesting because amid this growth of celebrity and influencers in the spirit space, he's like, look, from the beginning, we were all about business fundamentals and premium positioning. And I think that is really what's getting lost in this gold rush is, can we actually create a good brand? Can we create a good business? But some people are just throwing stuff at a wall and seeing if it sticks. And hey, we've seen that work too. I also think that sometimes the most obvious celebrity connections to a brand are the ones that people appreciate the most. So Snoop Dogg's Gin&Juice RTD. I mean, come on. Everyone
should have launched that 20 years ago,
I don't know. It seems to be working out. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that are, I don't know, maybe no one's drinking this. I don't know, but it looks cool. It's pretty obvious. It's by Dr. Dre as well. Dr. Dre and Snoop are aligned on this brand. I don't know if anyone's tried. Have you tried this, John?
Yeah, I tried it when it came into the office. It's not bad. I think it is one of those products that, people of a certain demographic that I think at least you, Ray, and I are in will probably be tempted to buy a can of that once just because it's funny, right? I joked about they should have made that 20 years ago, but they should have made it 20 years ago, right? So, but I think it's fun. It's funny. It's got the parental advisory thing on the front of it. Throwback to the old days of buying tapes and CDs. And, I think that's one that it kind of speaks for itself. Like there's a lot of people that will remember that and know what it is, right? And the celebrity connection there is really straightforward. So yeah, I mean, that's a clever, I guess, opportunistic, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think it's really authentic, obviously. Like they've been singing about this. People attach them to that drink specifically. They did collaborate on it too. It just wasn't one of them launching this. And I haven't tried it, but I mean, from the list of all the things that have come out, I was most drawn to that as far as something that makes the most sense. But again, to both of your points, it's all going to be about flavor and quality to make sure that it lasts, if people want to buy it again and they don't just buy it once because it's something that they think is funny.
It's like the can you want on your shelf,
Yeah.
Yeah. Flavor, quality, and package design too. I think they could have gone really kitschy with this or, I don't know. I'm just imagining all the different ways they could have designed the packaging, and they actually went with this well-known designer who, according to Farron's article from the launch or about the launch, has worked with brands including Hermes, Knoll, and Logitech. So this is something that's designed to be a premium gin-based cocktail. And, again, looking at the packaging, yes, it has that parental advisory warning in the middle of the can, but it also looks like something that you might, I don't know, perhaps even see in an airline. So I think they did a good job there too.
Tastefully done, I would say.
Yeah. And guess what, John? It's not just me and you that this might appeal to. Jackie just pointed out that she enjoys this and would reach for this.
I just have to give Ray some sort of crap every episode.
Well, you know what?
I was tempted with the Return of the Mac thing too, because that's a little late 90s, but it's okay.
It is quite old.
But
school.
everything's retro now, so anything you like, the younger generation now likes.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think that if you have any interest in this space, you should be following Farron's articles on a regular basis. You can get regular updates on everything that's going on in the spirits business via her newsletter, which comes out. Is it
twice
bi-monthly?
Mm-hmm.
Twice a month?
Yep.
Twice a month. Go to BevNET.com/spirits-newsletter to sign up. All right. From boozy to non-boozy, I have in my hand one of Recess's 4 zero-proof cocktails. This is their classic Cosmo. Recess is a brand that was once known for their CBD-infused beverages. Now they are known for their alcohol alternative cocktails, and also a line, their primary line of products is a mood-boosting or adaptogenic infused line of products that is designed to enhance mood. Those products are made with magnesium and adaptogens. But the non-alc stuff, which they call craft mocktails, come in 4 flavors. They have a Paloma. In addition to the Cosmo, they have a Paloma, an Island Spritz, and a Lime Margarita. I was actually kind of surprised when I saw Recess get into this business. Were you?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely looking at that kind of like, man, what the heck? This is like, I'll say it now, but it almost felt a little desperate at the time, and I'll give credit where credit is due. I mean, I'm super impressed with those products, and I think they've done a really good job getting them out there. I mean, their products at this point, like I have a couple friends that don't drink, and like they show up with the Recess Paloma with certain folks in my demographic or my circle is pretty popular, and it's tasty. So really nice pivot, and oddly, I think the brand actually kind of makes sense as a non-alc too. So
it does. And are there any like functional benefits still to their mocktails?
Yes. So they're infused with guayusa and adaptogens. Guayusa has caffeine, and so caffeine in a non-alc cocktail, a bit of an interesting addition. The adaptogens include L-theanine and lemon balm. So good stuff. I mean, again, everything begins and ends with taste for me. So I think the only one I haven't tried is the Island Spritz. Now, Ben Whitty, who's the founder of Recess, is probably going to kill me for drinking this warm, but let's see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, the packaging pops just like even in your hand on camera. It's really pretty. I love like the slim cans.
Yeah. And pretty like understated too, like it's not shouting via packaging or whatnot that it's a non-alc either.
This Island Spritz is delicious. It tastes like a pina colada, but not an overwhelmingly sugary or just like sticky pina colada, like pina coladas are sometimes known for. Really, really good, and you can definitely drink it not cold. So good job, Ben. I got to catch up with Ben. We sat down, probably like 5 years ago for an episode of Taste Radio when there was a lot of hype around Recess as this new CBD brand, or this brand that could be the anchor for the CBD beverage category. And, well, no, there really isn't much of a category for CBD beverages.
Still out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes. I mean, Cloudwater is a good example, and I love Cloudwater.
Vibes.
They're doing some great things. Vibes for sure. But I think Recess was looking at a much bigger opportunity for beverages.
The gold rush of it is no more, which frankly I think is a good thing.
Yeah. I feel like it's just transitioned into yet another kind of functional ingredient that you can play with. So I think it also makes sense for Recess to pivot. They're still using function in their beverages, so they're still in that kind of category, but they're just a different use occasion.
Yep. I'm actually, I don't know how much I should say here, but I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any kind of announced celebrity involvement in Recess. Because from what I understand, celebrities, some that you might know, really enjoy and like the brand. So I'll leave it at that. Maybe I can get Ben back on the show, and I can get him to reveal a few things. If you do your own homework, you might know what I'm talking about. All right, okay. On to another brand that I saw in the cooler. This is called Nutcase. Nutcase is a brand of premium cashew milk. This is the vanilla variety that I'm holding in my hand. Talk about great packaging. This comes in a matte black can with the word Nutcase vertically centered on the front of the can. These products are plant-based, obviously, contain 5 grams of protein, recovery is mentioned as a function. They contain 570 milligrams of potassium and are naturally sweetened. The sweetener is dates and agave syrup.
So it's almost like a chocolate milk that you would. It's not chocolate, but
they do have a chocolate flavor, which is delightful.
Okay, so it'd be like a replacement for a chocolate milk post-workout. That's kind of what they're going for.
Correct. And Nutcase participated in our New Beverage Showdown competition at BevNet Live Winter 2023. You know, I can't. They didn't make it to the finals, if I recall, right, John?
I think that's correct. And I think they only had a single SKU then.
Okay. Was that one of the reasons? I mean, I think it's fine to talk about this now, but was some of the criticism?
Well, I didn't.
You weren't part of the
semifinal
round. Yeah.
So, and I try to oftentimes not watch the first round to not bias the second round.
Yeah, I can't recall. Geez, I want to go back and look at some of the notes from that. But I think part of it was perhaps that they only had the one SKU and the one nut, I guess, like just cashew on its own as the base for the milk was something that I think the judges saw as limiting.
Yeah, I mean, the name allows them to expand, and this might be their first, go, and then they might enter into other nuts.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, looking at the three of those, I tried them right before leaving, and it's pretty cool just to see the three of them now. The strawberry one is like if you like the flavor of like strawberry quick, they like nailed that. It's like the classic strawberry milk.
Strawberry milk.
But yeah, it's tasty stuff, and definitely agree the packaging is like pretty eye catching.
For sure. The founder of this company, Joelle Wynand, I believe she had a chain of restaurants and kind of spun Nutcase out of them, if I recall. Actually, no, I take that back. She's a professional poker player. No. She has like all these. If you go to her Instagram page, she's got like a Forrest Gumpian kind of thing going on, where she's the founder of this brand Nutcase. She's the owner of a brand called Wolfdown, which makes Berlin doner kebabs in Canada. They're in Ottawa and Canada. So there's that.
Serial entrepreneur.
Yes, and she's a poker player. Like if you go to her Instagram page, she says poker player just for kicks, but from my understanding, she's actually quite good.
So she's smart.
I was gonna say it's not like one of those random things that people put on their social media profile just to like catch your eye.
I mean, it caught his eye.
No, I recall when I was doing a little research on the brand for the New Beverage Showdown that she's got game, as the kids like to say.
I think that would be Riz nowadays.
No. Riz.
Yeah.
I thought Riz is like when you're trying to attract someone else, like your ability to attract someone else.
We should just leave it here.
Yeah, I guess we're not the experts on this topic.
Okay. Well, I do know Riz is short for charisma. So.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys got anything good at the WCP?
I have one thing that I was drinking over the weekend at the beach, which is Crescent 9. They have a variety of THC products. This one particularly is 5 milligrams of THC and 4 milligrams of CBD, and it is their ginger lemonade. So as far as their flavors go, they're very like approachable things that you would, pick up in any beverage. But what is interesting is that a lot of their different SKUs have very varying degrees of THC. So they have one, I believe, that has like 50 milligrams of THC. So cool to see them just trying to test into different dosages, see kind of what resonates, what people want. It is Delta 9, so it's not resealable, which is one thing that I guess they would have an issue with the larger dosages. But this one I tried and I liked it. It's something that I would, drink again. I like that they add CBD to it. Usually I have a better experience when it has both THC and CBD.
What's the name of the brand again?
It is Crescent 9.
Crescent 9. There's a lot of nines added to these products that contain Delta 9. Yeah.
So subtle.
Yes.
So subtle. I just saw this. This was in the storage room. I don't know if this is brand new or not, but it definitely caught my eye. It's from TMK Distillery in Canby, Oregon. It's called Vodka Calcohol. So it's vodka made from fresh cow's milk. This comes in a 375 milliliter bottle. It's 40% alcohol by volume. I've seen these types of products in the past. I've never seen anything described as cowcohol before.
Like, is it for cows?
I imagine that it will interest people in that people will pick it up and look at it. I don't know if people would buy it, but it is as one might expect, a small batch spirit.
I wonder if there's a benefit of distilling with whey versus distilling with, other ingredients.
I don't know.
It's just a differentiator. They're just doing it differently.
Yeah, it says, as you pointed out, it's distilled from whey. It's a byproduct from our farm cheese making process. So they apparently have a farm as well. Nothing goes to waste, so that's a good thing.
Maybe there's a listener out there that can school us on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do have any insight on this, please let us know. Send us an email to ask@tasteradio.com. But just to wrap this up, as the bottle says, straight on the rocks or mixed with your favorite flavors, these cows know how to have a good time. So there you go. Cowalcohol, everyone. It's the new big thing.